All right. And we are live. Good morning, everyone. Hey, guys, welcome to Coffee and Conversations this morning on a Tuesday.
Good morning. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Coffee and Conversations.
The Tuesday edition. Y'all grabbed y'all drink of choice. Coffee, tea, latte, mocha.
Yes. If you're watching the replay and you are a late night coffee drinker, do not hesitate to get your cup of coffee or tea. We don't discriminate as you watch the show and the replay. So if you ever tuning into a replay, please type in the thing replay.
Oh. Look, I'm just having a agave now. It's like,
oh, we could have the only agave today.
The black coffee.
We got black coffee.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, that thing be hitting different.
Mm-hmm.
The agave is real. Y'all saw it here. First witness it. Coffee with agave. Oh, if that thing all the time.
Yes. Oh, okay. I did try to wipe it off yesterday.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Okay. So, hey guys, how's everybody doing this morning? We got a great topic to talk about this morning with you guys. Interesting to say the least. Definite topic of a conversation to have all the time.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about the importance of insurance, life insurance.
Come on now.
The importance of life insurance. I mean, it's so, speaking of requirements, they don't want to require that, but they definitely, that's a requirement.
Now,
that would be that would be worth requiring, yes. Okay? Because
that needs to be a requirement.
Because the one thing that is true, that is the same for each and every one of us, no matter how different we think we are. There are two things that are true and the same about, oh, you did it again. Okay. There are two things that are true and the same about all of us, and that is that we are all going to be born and we all will die. And so that is inevitable. All the dash in between can be whatever you do. But one thing that's certain is that we are each born and that we each die. So the inevitableness that we will leave this earth is the responsibility of us to have that life insurance. So, and that topic just came out today. It was on our way out, and he had the insurance paper. I said, that's a great topic that we need to talk about.
I said, I got to look over these docs for my mama. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, good topic. What are we talking about today?
So, yes. And we think that is good. So we would good morning, Author Lynette. So that's the question. Do you have life insurance? Are you a responsible adult? Mm-hmm. Because that's responsible adulting is having life insurance, right? It's sacrificing for that premium, like we sacrifice for that car. People paying $600-700 a month to look the part. In things that gain no value,
liability,
and that will be left when you die, right? And if you got a car payment, you're leaving debt. How about that?
That part.
So we have to be real responsible of how we invest in things that have no value, because that's not an investment, right? That's just throwing money down the drain. And we make it hard to actually see the value in what's left over. So especially if you have children, if you have stuff going on, it's like, yeah, it is your responsibility to have life insurance. I mean, even the rich people have life insurance. They cover themselves. So, right. So life insurance is supposed to be 10 times your income. That's how you pick your policy. I was hearing somebody talk about that. So yeah. But let me see. So we're going to keep up as we go in life insurance. Chef Ron, you up? Okay. I just knew you was going to be sleeping the morning away. She says, anybody that walked in my grandmother's house, she made sure we all have multiple life insurance policies. And even though she's been dead 40 years, my mom still keeps up with the payment. That was grandma's rule. Come on now. And that is teaching legacy. That's teaching legacy because our grandparents did that. And let me tell you something. Our grandparents didn't have the nicest cars.
Some of our grandparents did.
Well, some of our did. I was saying when I was saying our.
Yeah.
Saying our. Our. The grandparent I had. Right. They you know, they had insurance, right?
That part.
Yeah. Everybody, I mean, when they have 9 kids, and let me tell you, when both of my grandparents died, there was a limo for every child. It was 9 limos because it's 9 kids, family, and my mom had 7 kids, so it was all of us, my mom, and you know, my husband, because I was the one married. So Chef Ron was in the limo, or whatever the case may be. But like, and they didn't worry. There was no worry. To this day, the insurance keeps up with everything. So it really depends how you see life and how important it is for you to realize that not making sure that you're investing in the future of what's left behind is not good adulting.
It's not being responsible as a grown adult. It's like, it's something that has to be done. It's like, no, it's just, everybody's gonna go. We're not staying here forever. So it's your responsibility to absolutely make sure that when it's time for you, that it's taken care of. It shouldn't be nobody else's stress. Shouldn't be nobody else's responsibility but yours. To make sure that stuff is covered. You know, at least basic minimum that your remains are, you know, taken care of, right?
Properly.
Your funeral, your viewing, however you want it to be, is taken care of, and nobody has to come out of pocket, you know, to take care of your remains. Pretty much. I mean, just basic. That's basic. Now, that's everything basic. Over and everything above, that's, you know, taking another step of responsibility to take care of, you know, other kids and debt and whatever else, you know, houses, you know, paying off houses, making sure you paying, you know, taking over the income that's lost from you, you know, to maintain the household. So all of those other different reasons, but I mean, at least make sure that you be responsible by making sure that you're taken care of.
Yeah, it's a security blanket. You know what I'm saying? A real security blanket. Author Lynette says, and back then the insurance man came to the house to get his payments. And my grandmother always made sure it was a glass of ice water so we knew he was coming. And she never took down a Christmas tree until after Mr. Blowing came by. Now that's old school.
Wow. Look at this. The different things that people did when you knew somebody was coming. Because they did the same thing. Look, hey, here's ice water, honey. Then we talking about insurance. This is serious, honey.
This man's special. This man's special.
Come on now.
He keeping hope alive. But yeah, it's, I mean, and when you think about it, it's a conversation that many of us need to have, because like I said at the very top of the show, was that the one thing that we all have in common, no matter what walk of life you are on, the only 2 things, not one, I'm sorry, the only 2 things that are guaranteed is that you are born and that you will die. Everything in the middle is up to you. That's individualism. But what's just as sure as my name is Precious, is death will knock at each and every one of our door. So some people are surprised at the timing, even though we have millions of stories of how there is no time, there is no hour. Some people are prepared. Some people are not. Nobody knows when we're going to go. No matter how much we dream and create this life for tomorrow.
Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next year. Oh, I have time. No, you don't have time.
Let me tell you something.
Time is not on your side. Okay? Get it done.
Buy, borrow, then die.
That part, Ron.
That part. Buy, borrow, then die.
Come on now.
And I mean, and just think about it. The different groups of people. I mean, the different numbers, like literally it is life changing too, because you can get a policy that can set up the next generation. I mean, they may not be talking about that loud, but many other cultures and Jewish cultures. And I would just say the informational culture, because I guess it doesn't matter what color you are. It is the conversations that the culture in your household
are talking about.
And so when I say culture, I'm thinking about the money conversation, right? Because a lot of people don't talk about money, and culture, there's a culture to money. And a lot of people don't have the cultural money conversations. Right. And so we think it's a color thing, but it ain't.
Yeah.
It is a class thing. It is not being afraid to talk about dividends, not being afraid to talk about what you have so that you can empower each other to the next level. I mean, let's honestly say, when was the last time or ever a time that the family got together and had a business meeting? That is culture of money. That is speaking about how can we work together? How can we move it? Do everybody have insurance? Who doesn't have insurance? How can we assist? Where can we sow? Because remember, I said that 10% must go back to the poor. Let's say that that 10% goes to somebody that insurance policy, right? And so we did all of those. Go down to Good Morning, Queens. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So it's really about that. So I think it's very important that we pay attention that the culture that I'm talking about is of money, the talk of money. Do you have a money talk culture in your family that allows y'all to deal with the real issues? What is going on? Where you are at? What is going to cost you? Where is the plan, right? And so it's like when people come together, you change your assets. So Ron Paulin says, buy assets. Go ahead, you can read that.
Ron says, buy assets and insurance, then borrow on your assets. And when you die, insurance will pay off your debt and your kids live debt-free and repeat.
Come on,
Ron. Teach them, Ron. Did y'all just hear what he said? You got to buy the assets first. And insurance, right? So you buy the asset, then the insurance, you borrow from your assets, and when you die, the insurance will pay the debt. Okay? Did y'all get that? And now your kids are living debt-free.
That part.
With the assets. Okay? So Ron just dropped some major gems there. Okay? So this is a very much teaching moment. Buy, borrow, then die. Because dying is a guarantee. But if we could do those things in the beginning,
between,
before the inevitable happens, now we're set up for generational wealth. Because those assets and the insurance that's paying off the debt of the asset is going to leave the kids with assets and debt free.
Preach.
So come on now. Come on, Ron. We teaching this morning. Right. I love it. Yes.
And know what an asset is.
Come on now. Let's talk about it. What is an asset?
And what is an asset and what is a liability?
Come on. An asset is anything that puts money back into your pocket.
Come on now.
Okay? So an asset is anything that's giving you money or bringing you money, putting money back into your hands, back into your accounts. Okay? Liabilities are something that's taken away from you, taking money from you, right? It's a liability. You got to pay out money. You're paying out money. It's taking money away from you. Assets give you money, bring you money. Liabilities take money away from you. Okay?
So it's increase, decrease. So think, assets increase your territory. Liabilities decrease your territory.
Yes.
Faith increase your territory. Fear decrease your territory. You got it? Same thing. Faith and fear. I'm going to always add.
What the F is your mustard seed?
But yeah. And so when we saying what the F is your mustard seed, your faith is freedom after insight. This right here is your insight show. Come on now.
You get an insight right now.
Insight right here. So faith, freedom after insight to higher self. So now, after you get the opportunity to replay this, you have a what? A culture money conversation, right? Because it comes from this area to your life. So now your works would be you having the hard conversations, because nothing's harder than death, right? And nobody have time to have that conversation when they are emotionally destroyed. And so not only am I worried about losing the love of my life, my child, my mom, my dad, my aunt, my uncle, I don't give a damn who it is. Not only am I losing a loved one, but now I have to figure out how to lose them with respect, without feeling like I'm begging, without feeling like I feel like I don't know what to do, without feeling like double pressure. So we put ourselves in so much agony, the whole process.
The whole huckabuck.
When all it requires is that we plan. As Ron says, loans are tax-free as well. So keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
With the comment, right? And so a loan is tax-free.
Yeah.
That means you borrowing
that money from the asset. It's a loan.
Yeah.
When you borrow money, it's a loan. You don't pay taxes on loans. Okay?
That part.
That's not like your 401k when you got to pay taxes on it to take it out. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
This is a loan, not the loan from a 401k that you put for retirement.
Yeah.
That's specifically dedicated for that. But just a regular loan, you ain't paying no taxes on that.
Yeah, I heard that. You're not paying taxes on loans.
Melissa says, can I get some examples of assets?
Oh, yeah, but we was late, so you definitely gave some examples.
Okay, some assets. An asset is anything that gives you money. So a house that's being rented is an asset, okay?
Yes.
So right now, like, I'm going to give you an example. For me, I own a house, right? I don't technically own it. I'm renting it until it's paid for. The lender who gave us the money.
Say that again, Kia. Say it again.
When you are a homeowner and you get a loan, you are technically renting.
Come on now, that's a word.
30 years, 40 years, 15 years, however long the mortgage, you got to pay this, however long it's going to take you to pay this money back to the lender who gave you the money to buy the home straight out. Okay? You are a renter.
Right.
And paying that mortgage, paying that money back to the lender every month until you pay all that money back. Now, if you're a real estate investor and you paid for the property already, and now the tenant in there is giving you rent every month, that's an asset for you, because now that money is going into your pocket, is adding on to you, right? Every month. If I just have this mortgage like I do every month, I'm paying a mortgage. That's a liability for me right now. Even though it has equity, until I decide to take out the equity or do something with it, now it's an asset. However, it's not, I'm spending out money every month to stay in this home. Okay? An investment can be an asset. It's residual income that's coming to you every month. Okay? Even if you decide not to take it out, you can still see it accumulating. And when you decide to, take it out, now it's money that's added to you. Anything that's like you are paying out, it's a liability. A car note is a liability. Why? Because whatever you pay for that car, as soon as you drive off the lot, it loses value. So a car is always going to be a liability. As long as you're paying on it monthly. Now, if you own it, is the value ever going to be more than what you bought it for? Most likely no, because it depreciates every year.
Now, what you talking about? The car?
The car.
Okay, now in one instance, here we go.
Show them how I'm going to
tell you how it would be an asset.
She's going to tell you how to turn
the way anything becomes an asset is how you take care of it. So you can have a junkyard car or you can have an antique.
Come on.
So now let's not confuse every car for the same thing, right? But let's say you got an old model that you changed the oil and you updated and you cleaned it and you kept it with the original parts and you took care of said thing. Then the value of that thing, because you know what have assets when it's not a lot of it, right? And so time allowed it to be an investment, the way you took care of it allowed the value to grow, and now it's worth something different. You understand? So in some occasions, depending on what type of car, the quality of care you take on the car, how many years later it becomes an antique. So sometimes a car can be an antique, but only when you have the resources to take care of it in that manner. So go ahead.
And another way is Turo. If you buy a car and you
that's right. I tell Peter that Turo. I told you. About. Oh no, I was just talking about the antique, but Turo, yeah, it's a sales, it's a business. So yeah,
you use the car to make money for you, like putting it on Turo and letting other people rent out your car, even if you have a car payment on it. So if your car payment, let's say, is $200, but you're renting it out for, let's say, $350 for the week, right? You got a $250 monthly payment, but you're renting out that car for, let's say, $350 a week, or whatever per day. As long as you're making more than that car payment, you're spending out every month. That's now an asset. Come on now.
Chef Ron says, let's catch up. Sign me up for the class with Chef Ron.
Come on, Melissa. Chef Ron.
Good morning, Facebook user.
Good morning.
Passive income, not earned income. So yeah, that's, he was saying about assets. So the easier way to say it is passive income, not earned income, right?
Passive income and not earned income, yes.
No. Did you telling me no? Because I was saying that an antique car can be can be an asset.
No, we gotta keep up. We found this right.
No, he just said no at 9:05 when we was talking about the when I was saying the asset. I don't know what he was saying no to though.
Okay.
But yeah, passive income and not earned income. So right, it keeps on and it pays itself. So that residual money. Another thing that I think that people could do too, even with their y'all late. No, you gotta keep up.
Okay, I'm on this one. Go ahead, boo.
No, I mean that's it. There's nothing.
Okay. Ain't nothing behind it.
I mean, he said no at 9:05, but we was in the middle of a talk. It was 9:07 when I saw it, so I'm like, what's he talking about? What's the name?
Got you. Okay.
You still gotta finish your point.
But got you. But yeah, there's anytime you think about it, now you could clearly understand: is this an asset for me or is this a liability? And if it's a liability, how you turn it into an asset, right? Now, how I could turn my house into an asset, whatever my mortgage payment is, my daughter's not here no more. So what if I rented out her room? Think about that. If I rented out her room, could that cover my mortgage payment? 3, 6, 9, 12. What if I charge somebody $300 a week?
You could.
To rent Sierra's room out, that would cover my mortgage. Now I ain't spending the money on the mortgage. My husband ain't kicking out the money he earned from working, paying the mortgage. Yeah. We keeping that money in our pocket and it's like an even for us. So nothing going out, nothing coming in. I call that an asset. And that's just one room. Come on now.
So an asset assists you. I think right now, an asset assists you.
Yes.
A liability lie about your ability, okay?
Lie about the ability in which you could have it. Come on now. Or keep it and maintain it.
That part.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. So it's a liability, right? Because it's pretending, right? So it's lying about my ability, because if I knew real money and the money culture, then I wouldn't be caught in a $900 car payment and not have life insurance. I'm lying about my ability to know what makes me an adult.
Man, listen.
Okay? So if I have a $900 car payment and I don't have life insurance, I'm lying about my ability to be adulting right now, because something is drastically missing from your mindset, right?
Come on now.
Because everybody has showed us through all the examples in life and death the importance of knowing that money moves. And in order for it to come back around, you have to be doing investment things that are adding and not taking away, right? And so to look the part is to take away, but to be the part is to add. Does that make sense?
You ain't got it like that.
Yes. So what you know what they said, it ain't pimping if you got it. So I ain't talking to you because that means you got your car. That means you got life insurance. If I say pull out your life insurance, you can pull out your paperwork. right? You're prepared. So if you can't pull out your paperwork, but you have
insurance on your phone, and you ain't even got life insurance on you, we are ass backwards.
We want to make sure this phone break, we can get a new one. We can't get a new you, and we can't replace your income.
Cost, and we just paying. Some people paying them straight out. Got the new phone every time it come out.
$2,000.
But you ain't got life insurance. We go funding and trying to put money together when something happens to you because it's a guarantee. We just don't know when.
Yeah. See, we living to live instead of living to die. And we not gonna live to live. We are living to die. Every day we get closer to our death date.
You only live once.
Yeah, and that's right. But they say you only live once, but you die forever. Shout out to Walt Baby Love, okay?
Walt Baby Love.
Walt Baby Love. So you only live once, but you die forever, right?
Come on,
and so how are we gonna make the dying more pleasant on the people who are carrying the
load of that time?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the sooner the better.
Yeah. The
sooner the better, because as you age, it goes higher.
It goes higher. Yes, it does.
So the sooner the better. And
then in certain money cultures, like I said, we're not talking about we're talking about money cultures.
Yeah, we're not talking about
so in certain money cultures, I have even heard that they literally will pick the oldest person in the family. Who probably got the most, health conditions, which means their policy may be $1 million, $2 million policy, which means their premiums are very high.
Very high.
And then collaboration is key. So if 10 people out of the family come together, now all them little cousins don't be coming around for part of the $1 million, $2 million thing if you wasn't doing a monthly premium. But collaboration is key. So you take 10 of them on that policy, and everybody pays into it every month into that person who inevitably is the oldest person in your family who is guaranteed to die. And now we get this policy and we invest. And it seems like it's mean, but it's reality.
What's so mean?
I'm just saying, how people get so emotional because we can't accept reality. So the emotional I think that's another class. Is the mindset of
they need to upgrade.
Yeah, there are people who actually
people I can't be bothered with.
There are people. Well, those are the people who need a new way of thinking. Renew your mind.
They need a new way of thinking until they open up their mind to let it in.
Yeah,
I can't waste too much time.
No. You can't waste time. You just keep on speaking, right? And when you're speaking, it'll drop on the people.
They'll get it eventually. Correct.
And then some people don't realize that they have it, right? And they're just not budgeting right. So when we think about the things we want, we already have our budget in our head, right? If it's not the thing you want, because nobody wants to think about death. Nobody wants to think about that stuff. So I sometimes I want to play on the soul doctor part, that sometimes it is a chemical part, right? Is that part of facing that reality of this is inevitable. And some people have a hard time even imagining the inevitable, much less taking steps toward precaution of the inevitable, right? Because as we said in the beginning, we all think we have forever. And so you don't actually think you're being irresponsible. You're just thinking you have time, right? And time teaches us that we don't have time. And sometimes you think, well, shit, by the time I die, I'll be rich anyway. Who the fuck is? Excuse my French. That's what people say to themselves, right? Because you're planning for the best part. Nobody plans for the worst. And sometimes it makes us feel like planning for death is planning for the worst, right? And so that's why I said that is a thought that has to be, counseled out and mentored out and, that type of guidance so that you can release the idea and take acceptance, right? Acceptance allow you to operate in a different manner. So acceptance is no matter what goes on, no matter what I want, death will come and knock at everybody's door. So being able to accept that concept and then do the work, you understand? Oh yeah, rich people keep life insurance. Yeah, for sure. I'm talking about the person that's not rich. I'm talking about the person that is broke right now, who is trying to get the dream of what they're doing. And now it's like, oh, I ain't worried about the life insurance because I'm planning to get rich. You ain't rich now. See, the rich person ain't worried about the premium because they rich.
And then it depends on what do you want life insurance for, right? What is the purpose of life insurance, right? Like I was
keep
saying,
the party going.
You want it basic just to make sure you're good. I could get get rid of your remains, or am I wanting to take care of the family and pick up where you left off, right? So it depends on your.
I think everybody wants the latter. But I think that the latter is to be able to take care of everything and be good. But people are stuck in the price points, which is why I say collaboration is key. Mm-hmm. If you collaborate, then the price points won't be so much, because if I took $1,000 and took 10 people, that would be $100 per person. That makes sense in your head. But if I look at it as $1,000 for just one person, it may be over somebody's limit. So you still have to be able to break down and collaborate. So if everybody take a piece, it's not so much weight on you. Money
culture that needs to start happening.
Yes.
So, I mean, these are the these are the conversations and the things that needs to start happening if it's not. Because that's one thing when I was talking to my dad and I was telling him about, oh no, we got to put the trust. We got to do this. Every time we update something, he's calling me, making sure that things are in place. But what I was saying is we could do Zooms for birthdays. We could do Zooms for this. We need to do monthly Zooms or quarterly Zooms for financial stuff, for insurance stuff. Like, teach me something. Oh,
it sounds like you could do a Zoom then, huh? Yeah. Once again, guess who the teachers are?
That's why I say
all of us.
Like,
you have to take initiative. If you want to teach somebody something, you set up a class and you put the link up there. And if nobody shows up, then you don't have to show up. But if they do, now you be the seed. So we
be the person.
Be the person. Don't wait for the person. If the idea comes to you, you are the person. Period.
Gotcha.
So Kia will be doing putting it together, because you can't expect nobody else to do it.
Family does have assets, and life insurance and investments, and then you have the generation coming behind you that don't know nothing.
Yeah,
and we learning this stuff through Clubhouse, YouTube, other people that we're around, and we got family members that are doing good.
That are doing great.
And have been doing
not good.
I'm just being modest, but I'm just saying. And you got some people that don't know what to do with their money.
Yeah.
It could be changing generations now.
Yeah.
Not when you leave, now. So when you don't know, you just don't know, and then you stuck in taking action.
Yeah.
Right? So those are the cultural money conversations that, like you said, everybody, it is your responsibility to step up and say, hey, listen, this is what we need to learn. And if you know it, teach me.
Yes.
These conversations. So,
and I had an aunt was telling me a story that, the reason why they have what they have now is because a lot of the sacrifices they made, right? So you sacrificed back then. So she said sometimes she would say, okay, I need this amount. My budget is this low. I leave my checks to add up. And that means if I'm eating oodles and noodles, if I'm eating something low, if I'm not going out, this is what I'm planning, because I want to retire. And I want to make sure this amount of money is in my account when I retire. So that was still planning for a future that she wanted. So if that means I couldn't do this now, she's all over the world traveling. But in the time when she was in the process, she was intentional with a plan. And so that's why God said, write the vision and make it plain. Because if you don't have a plan and you don't have a blueprint, then you're going to get knocked out the race way before it gets started.
Whatever comes your way, whatever happens, because you ain't got no plan.
And so she said at that time she would sit and, she would leave 3 and 4 months of checks to add up. And then because she wouldn't touch it, if she cashed it, it would be spent.
Right.
So she knew that this one was enough to cover everything, and everything else wasn't cash. Because if I don't have access to it, I won't spend it. How many people know that once they got that debit card, they'd be like, Lord have mercy.
Swiping
checks and balances was just all over the place, because you thought it was a magic card. And you wasn't keeping up. And you was like, but that didn't come out yet. But you knew it was coming out.
But you knew it had to come out. And now,
you knew the difference.
Are you paying attention to what's coming in and going out? And if you know it ain't come out yet, you got to account for that. And that balance.
Account for that, yes.
Come on now.
So,
that is an everlasting paying attention to your financial report card.
That part.
Come on. A budget is super, come on. It's telling your money where to go.
Yeah.
So, you know how much money you got. You know what needs to come out of it. So keep up with it. Don't just be lackadaisical because you're going to find yourself in a hucklebuck.
That part.
Stressed out. So yeah, I love that idea, but financial stuff is very, very interesting. It's not that hard. It's just discipline.
Mm-hmm.
It's discipline. It's about needs and wants, right?
Yeah.
Do you need it or do you just want it? And needs gotta supersede a want.
That's true.
And then the question is your want an asset or a liability? Because if your want is an asset, we got to plan that thing out because this is definitely something that you need for your future.
Yep.
So come on. Shout out to you with the piled up checks, honey. Yes. I love it. Discipline. Do whatever you need to do for you to get to reach.
Let me
the
tell
goal.
you something. Some people know too much about insurance. You got people who know nothing, and you got the other people who know too much.
Because confused.
Because what's the name? That broke my heart when what was his name? Miss Robbie, Sweetie Paws.
The
son got that $1 million policy and then got his nephew killed, right? That's that whole thing come out, right?
What could you? I know you.
Well, I mean, he just got a policy on his nephew.
He got the policy on the nephew.
And got the nephew killed, and it came back like we was distraught because I was watching the series. She had brought him out of thing. Yeah. So I'm saying some people know too much about insurance. Come on now.
Money, the root of
you see how you can be
evil. You see how it ain't the money. It's
the perspective. But I'm just saying
your mind and how you thinking. Money is just money. It's you.
But I'm saying the concept was in that you understood that
I gotta cash out. You gotta die for it to be cash out.
You gotta cash out. Death must come for the cash out, which is the hard part. But like I said, there's different levels to it. So it's like how you take that no, it's greed.
He just wanted the money to
greed.
To invest
he wanted to do what he wanted to do, and he ain't like the way his mom was doing it. So he needed capital to be able to do it his way instead of operating under her way. And so he was willing to sacrifice somebody else for it. But that was just a little, but I'm just saying, there are people who know too much about insurance and there are people who don't know nearly enough. And so it's about bridging that gap of knowing. So he got the concept that is a return on your investment, right?
He got that $1 million policy.
Yeah. But that's what I was saying. If you get the oldest person like they did in that story that I was hearing.
Sugar Pie, what's Sweetie Pie?
Oh yeah, she got money. She is multi-millionaire. Yeah, she had.
Because I was gonna say he wasn't trying to kill Sweetie Pie.
He was not killing his mama. Heck no. He figured he was expandable. People.
He on her life insurance?
I mean, disposable. I said expandable. I mean disposable. He figured that he would, and that's people's concept. He thought that he was, well, not was, because he lost his life behind it. But yeah, he definitely, I guess, thought that
they realized it was him.
Of course. Come on now. It came back. It didn't make sense.
Everything that's done in the dark is gonna come to light. Eventually. You is not gonna keep getting away. You think you kind of playing, you think you got solid? No.
Crazy. Crack. That was a side note that just jumped in my head. See, I tell you something.
Yeah, now that's when it goes to the left and you be that mind is a terrible thing to waste. Mm-hmm. Come on now.
Hey, there've been plenty of those things. So that's why
Yeah. Look at the murder.
And then you can have three. You can have three,
and the kid.
And one person can have you can have insurance on anybody. Mm-hmm. Honestly, if you got their information and you're paying the premiums, you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So even when my grandparents had insurance, the kids got insurance on them too. So it's your own separate policy. So you know what I mean. It's it's
just where people need to.
It just really be honest.
A lot of stuff pop because, like you said, even though them premiums be high. You eventually gonna cash out. Now, whether you go before them, maybe somebody else get your portion. But I'm just saying, it's the planning of the inevitable, which is guaranteed to happen. So it's harder to do it by yourself, than having more people to share in that expense. Because if we talking about $1,000 a month, and if 10 of us is in it, that's only $100. I could do $100 of an investment. It's an investment, okay? Because it's guaranteed to cash out at some point. So, yeah, the more people that could do it together, the less it will be on each one of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that lottery, right? The lottery is 6 million, whatever. Everybody pool together, get their money, get all these tickets.
Come on now, say that again. Everybody gonna get in for the lotto.
Come on now, for the damn lotto.
And that ain't even a guarantee. Life insurance is a guarantee. It's just,
come on.
Life insurance is a guarantee. Lotto ain't guaranteed, but life insurance is a guarantee because just as sure as we live, we will die.
On now.
So there's that's no
gambling.
risk.
That's
no risk. Yeah, there's no gamble.
There's
life
no
insurance.
gamble with life insurance.
No.
Now, some life insurance you can cash out for after 2 years. You might have a waiting period. Right now, if the person died within a year, sometimes they won't cash out. So sometimes, depending on the policy, sometimes depending on the policy, you gotta pay attention to what you paying your money for. Because if the person died prematurely too early, then it might not cash out. It ain't grow no value. Okay, so sometimes you gotta wait 2 years and then it kicks in. Right, so you invest in all them 2 years. Now we could cash out on the guarantee, but it's gonna be a guarantee if you die anyway. But I'm just saying, you gotta pay attention.
So that wouldn't be. So I love that you gave that example because then it gave another example. The things we are willing to go in where it's no guarantee, then we not right. And the best part is that you won't have to worry. You know, when time catches up to life expectancy, you can eliminate one of your worries, right? And one thing that most people worry about throughout their whole life is finances, right? You worry if you're going to lose it. You worry if you're going to keep it. You worry if the business going well. You worry if you're going to live the life. So it's always, always, always finances. I worry that I have to go to this job because I need the finances to pay for the life I want. I worry that I have to go to the doctor because I need finances to pay for that. I worry about that. So most of our worries is the cost of admission, right? So there's a cost of admission. So how do you get your return to the cost of admission? By making sure you're in the right position when you leave. So it costs to come in, and you can get a return on the way out. You pay a price to come in, and you paying the price to go out. Right. You can get a return on the way out, and that's what you leave behind, right? That's what you give to the people so that they can have a peaceful homegoing, celebrating you in life without worrying about the issues that money brings to all of us, right? And so when you got more than enough, you ain't worried about it. But most people are trying to come out of low class and middle class, right? And so you want to come out of poverty, you want to come out of middle class. So your whole life you are trying to find ways to secure the bag, right? And so understanding that that is a stressor. So imagine at people's lowest point, they have to live in that stress because of poor adulting behavior. So let me tell you something. We had to get our insurance, and I don't care what we got to pay every month. Those two come out.
That's a guarantee to get paid,
right?
Automatically.
Because we know we have 5 kids. We know that if something happens to us, they'll be like, who take care of them? We know that's expensive. We live the life. We know it's cost. So being responsible adults is like, no, I don't want to go. No, my husband don't want to go, but we don't know when we shall go. So being in position to make sure that the people that you love is not suffering in silence because they have to find ways to get or keep what you thought was an asset, which was really a liability because you didn't do it as Chef Ron said earlier. What did he say? Buy assets and insurance, then borrow on your assets. And when you die, insurance will pay off your debt and your kids live debt-free and repeat. Remember that. Don't y'all forget that. I'm going to keep it pinned for a second because that's what adulting is all about. It's getting into the classrooms that are going to expand who you are and what impact that you leave, right? Impact. I'm the pack. I'm the agreement heaven had with earth. So what will be left when you leave? What will be the fossil, that print that is yours after you're gone? Is it going to be that of lack? Is it going to be that of distrust? Oh, God. They had all this stuff, honey. You got all this stuff they got to go through. All those different things I think about where people are going. It's like, okay, somebody's gonna have to come in and go through all of that. Who wants to do that?
And please know
organize your life. I gotta organize my
life.
life.
Conversations too. Have the death conversations. I need to know where your papers at. I need to know where your insurance policies at. I need to know. It's not about being all up in your business. Come on, we talking about being a grown adult and being responsible. Somebody gotta know what you got going on.
Yeah.
Not that I want to take you out because I know what you got going on.
Yeah.
Gotta be responsible. Now you gone and I don't know what bank accounts you got. I don't know where your papers at. I'm looking under the mattresses, floors. Where's your files? Where's your come on? We gotta have these conversations.
Hell, I know.
Do you got anything?
Where people can't even get in your phone.
People get buried and you don't even know years later they had this sitting over here. What?
Very true.
People move away. People are everywhere and you just don't know what people have, right?
I had a family member that after 20-something years got life insurance that they didn't even know was sitting from somebody that they was with who had a job and money been sitting there for 20 years and got big as a couple of G's as a check that didn't know it was there.
Policies
it came back around.
Prior jobs, prior 401ks from jobs they left.
And you didn't even know. Just sitting there.
These are conversations.
Yeah.
You gotta trust somebody.
Yeah.
Who's the beneficiary? If you're leaving them money, we gotta have a conversation. If I could leave your money, come on now.
That part.
But yeah, hot topic, y'all. Life insurance.
About to start pulling out our cards. We getting close to our ending point.
Some stuff is just some grown. You gotta be grown with it now. Mm-hmm. Come on.
Oh, you
11.
Okay.
Yeah, girl, I got a hair appointment at 11. I could tell it's time because my hair is getting flaky. I got that dry scalp. When I start seeing them white flakes, I'm like, ugh, my head is itchy. I'm like, yep.
But I think this was a good conversation. Of course, it was a quiet conversation. I hope that most of the people that are on kind of catch this replay. I hope it sticks to people. I hope people start having the money culture conversation in their house. Stop having all that shame on this, on that, and come together so that y'all can no longer suffer in silence, right? Because if you take a whole bunch of people that got a little bit and put it together, then you got a lot of it. And not only do you got a lot of it, but you got a bunch of warriors who can operate in their lane and bring that chandelier fear that I'm talking about. And so life is about bringing your best part. And so if you take the information and intention and you be like, okay, well, this is what I didn't know. Now I know. So now I'm going to have real conversations because I know that we're living in a real world where real stuff happens. So honoring that and really holding yourself, as I would say, adulting up. That's hard. We like to have the conversations when we laugh and joking, but them hard conversations
no stupid questions.
Is the real conversation. And the hard conversations is what leads you into your destiny, because it's the hard stuff that if you can figure it out, honey, you create a master plan. We got to do the hard stuff. Okay, so let's see what's our prayers and promises for today. And then we're going to pick a card. Reward.
Come on now.
Reward is the prayer and promise for today. Let's read what this reward says. It says, work willingly at whatever you do as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people. Remember that the Lord will give you an inheritance as your reward, and that the master you are serving is Christ. Colossians 3:23. Love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, because he is kind to the ungrateful and wicked. Luke 6:35. Good and bad, that part. He got love for us all. Without faith, my God, without freedom after insight to hire yourself. I'm just saying. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. Remember I said, God is a vibe, but faith is his vibration. You see that? That might as well be that line right there. But I'm just saying.
Come on.
Those who come to God must believe that he exists, and they must believe that he rewards those who look to him. Hebrews 11:6. And remember, Hebrews means he's brewing, honey. He's simmering. God, even when I've lost hope, in my circumstances and have no faith in my situation, thank you that I can always trust your purpose and your promises. When I get even just a glimpse of the reward that's coming, a peek at the beauty future holds, all my hope is restored. How does it make you feel knowing that God will reward you for your diligence? See that?
Now.
And so we talking about diligence.
Gratefulness.
And the only thing that scares people about death, I think most of all, is leaving people behind, right? And thinking that they're prepared for the time when you go. And so this last question says, how does it make you feel knowing that God will reward you for your diligence? Getting life insurance is your due diligence.
Come on now.
To accepting that I live.
Pay that due diligence.
So I think that you have to ask yourself, what is my due diligence as an adult in this point in my life? How have I added up? How have I placed out the steps for where I'm going and what's inevitable? So due diligence is the people who don't have to worry because you got life insurance. Okay. So that's all I'm saying. It's been diligence. You are rewarded for doing the work. That's all I'm saying. It's written right here. We just opened up to it. That's a word. So
that part right there.
As we were saying,
it is called drawing time.
See that? It's the loving myself first for me. Okay, so here we go. Always. So what we gonna do now is we gonna pick a card. Pick a card, any card. Ready? I am gifted and I am resourceful. Is that resourceful? Yes, it is.
Resourceful. You want to pick my brain?
Come on now.
Book a consultation.
Pick
my brain consultation.
And I am gifted. Don't we love that? I am gifted and I am resourceful. And so the resources lies within each and every one of us. And so when we understand that what this conversation, that makes us a resource, right?
Come on.
Is bringing something to your attention. And the gift in us is being able to share, being present. In order to be a gift, you got to first be present, right? And this was a present moment that allowed this to be a gifted conversation because we were resourceful. So remember that today.
And you are be resourceful with your gift.
My God.
Everybody has one. God has given every one of us a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And it's our responsibility to be resourceful with it.
Come on now.
Information costs nothing. It's free. It's out there, right? So be resourceful.
Mm-hmm. And remember, knowledge is power, but only applied knowledge is transformation.
Come on,
you can
now.
only transform if you apply.
You can know what you
heard
all day long. Now that you know, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
How are you going to apply it? Are you going to apply it, or you just know to know to know? I know what I know. What I know. Okay.
That was a good one. I love this topic.
This was a good drawing of a gifted and resourceful.
And I'm so glad that, I'm not convicting myself. Because today I have insurance. I have insurance. We've had insurance for
gotta have insurance.
Years.
I will tell you, my dad really opened my eyes with that.
It's the one thing you want to keep on paying, let me tell you.
And to be frankly honest,
it's the one thing that I look forward to paying every month. That means I'm alive.
I didn't have separate life insurance while I was with Wells Fargo because I had insurance through my job, right? Everybody's like life insurance, right? Through your job. You pay an extra little thing. But my dad used to always say, hon, if you no longer have that job, what happens to your life insurance?
Yeah.
You don't have it anymore. You always have an outside policy, child.
Oh, great show today, ladies. I gotta get moving on a certain little mustard seed.
Okay.
Time to flip my switch. Y'all have a beautiful day. You too, Melissa.
So yes, don't rely on that corporate job life insurance. Get a separate outside life insurance. If you was like me, I got insurance. No. You could get let go at any time, any day. And now you ain't got nothing.
Oh, and so wait a minute. So if you're working all them years and then you get let go, you lose the
everything
power. But you've been paying into it?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so weird.
It's just connected to your job.
So you only But you have to pay life insurance to your job?
No, it's another election like anything that like a legal plan, insurance, spousal insurance. You could do all of that through your job.
But once the job ends, you just lose it all. It's not like
none of that stuff. So if you die and you still work with that company, you cash out on that life insurance policy. Every employee has the option to elect life insurance.
Got you.
It's an election. You don't have to do it.
Got you.
Like a legal plan or
Yeah.
stuff like that.
No, I figured if that was the concept, I was like, I need to find one that's guaranteed whether I'm here or not. But take the money from you and put it over here so it stays with me type of thing.
It's not like the 401k. You could just move it here when you go.
No, that's what I was saying. If I'm at this job and you telling me that I'm not saying anyway, but you're telling me that if I leave, all of this investment is lost, then it's like, well, how much is that? I'm gonna put it over here.
I've been here. It's 15 years.
No, not that. I'm talking about in the beginning. So listen to that. If it doesn't guarantee that you stay, that you have to be there in order to get the money that you invest in, then that's again like a lotto ticket.
So it's only effective while you're an employee with that job.
Right.
So no, I get to pass away while you work at this company and you have that election. You.
And is it just a normal cheaper premium than a regular insurance? Is that why y'all? Okay,
of course. Yeah, it's nothing like an outside policy. Like what cost? Yeah, it might be like depending on how much it is. It might be like $20-something or something like that. I don't know.
Got you.
But if you're not knowledgeable or that's not something you just like, oh, okay, yeah, life insurance. I gotta get that. I'm on this job. You're not thinking about outside policy.
Yeah.
So now you ain't got the job. Now you just saying you ain't thinking about life insurance.
Yeah. I get it.
So yeah, honey.
I get it.
But have them outside policies.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I guess it's just a small premium where you're doing such and such. So yeah. Well, I learned something new today.
Come on, Ron.
I don't be trying to get none of this stuff.
That part right there. Ron, some gems, honey. Some gems. Thank you, Ron, for that.
But yeah, so you know what? We are
buy, borrow, die.
Buy, borrow, die.
Okay.
Don't forget that. That was a great way to end. Yeah. What happened? You're gonna put your why don't you put your link right in the comments?
Okay.
So Key is gonna put her link right in the comments. Pull it up. Get volume there. Okay. And then she's gonna put her link in the comments. So financial literacy, all of those conversations you need to have, this is your girl. Budgeting. I'm telling her she need to start doing some classes, y'all. Or at least do some nice little teaching things and just charge for the ebook or a digital download because you have so much good information. So there's Kia's LinkedIn tree right here. But if you're in the live, all you gotta do is go to it, hit it, and be sure to connect. Make sure you get your stuff in order and what you need, she's gonna have. And if she don't, she definitely know who to lead you to because this is her field of expertise.
We could do whatever sessions y'all
I'm just soul coaching through the thing. I ain't got I just got opinions. A lot of
honey. Budgeting, savings, ideas. Pick my
all that good stuff.
Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Credit consultation.
Yeah, so if you want a consultation, book yourself a consultation. It'll be it's not even a lot, and it's a nice investment for you to get.
Come on now.
So
get on the right track.
Cheaper than them nails, cheaper than that here.
Them red bottoms, that Louis bag.
But it'll give you wealth.
Come on, let's get to these
knowledge.
assets so that it could pay for those liabilities.
Yep, that part. So without further ado,
this has been an amazing.
We are closing
that part.
The hour right now.
It has been great.
It has been amazing. We have I am resourceful and I am gifted. Don't you forget that today. Remember what it means to be a Delton.
Come on.
Okay? That means that I don't want to deal with the stuff, but I have to because I'm an adult and I don't have a freaking choice. And so the things that I don't have a choice about dealing with, then I'm going to put my big girl panties on, my big boy boxes on, drawers, whatever, briefs, whatever you wear, and look myself in the mirror and say, what do I need to do to be a real adult? What steps do I need to take to let it seem like I am making a plan for the future of my legacy and most importantly, the loves of my life, right? So your loves, your family, those loved ones are why we do what we do, right? It's why we want to stay longer in this world, to keep them company. So just be in position in the case that we lose life, that they don't lose it all. When we lose life,
just in case. It ain't no case. We win.
So that will be all. Any last minute comments, Kia? No, I guess we said it all. So as we said before, remember, it is a relay race, and somebody is relying on you to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave your soul print. Because the fingerprint tells us what you got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what you got right. And what God got right is you. So remember, it's your responsibility. Your responsibility. That's what this whole topic is about. The measurement in which you can respond. Your ability. So don't play with it. You are an asset. And you become an asset when you understand that you are gifted and you are resourceful. So, as we say always, you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. We love you guys.
Love you
and
guys.
We shall see you right back here tomorrow for Coffee and Conversations. Don't forget to wake up and make today count. Ooh, what did I just do?
Mm-hmm. Just make the comments.
Oh, is that what I did? Oh, wow.
Make today count, guys. We will see y'all in the morning.
We'll see you guys in the morning. You guys have an amazing day. We love you. Bye-bye.